Talking in my sleep at night, making myself crazy. Out of my mind, out of my mind. Wrote it down and read it out, hoping it would save me. Too many times, too many times. My love, he makes it feel like nobody else, nobody else. But my love, he doesn't love me, so I tell myself, one, don't pick up the phone, you know he's only calling cause he's walking alone. Two, don't let him in, you have to kick him out again. Three, don't be his friend, you know you're gonna wake up in his bed in the morning. And if you're a man, you ain't getting over him. I got no rules, I count him.
It's the 2K Sports Pregame Show.
Welcome to 2K Sports, everybody. I'm Ernie Johnson, sitting alongside the Big Diesel, Shaquille O'Neal, and the prop plane, Kenny Smith. Tonight, it'll be the Dallas Mavericks up against the 76ers out in Philadelphia. Taking a look at the 76ers, playing above 500 in the last few weeks. Not bad. They'd like to do better. We'll see if they can add a win tonight. And tonight, two offenses that like to score in the post. Shaq, defensively, how do you counteract that?
Two types of denying. Deny the position and deny the entry pass.
Yes.
Sounds like you're in a state of denial.
I deny everything you just said.
Is it just me? I thought that was funny.
But you know what the other thing you could do, Shaq? If you pressure the passer, what it does is then it allows the defender to have more time to get around on the defensive and provide.
You're lucky I didn't guard you in your career.
Oh, I would have went right by you.
You're lucky.
I would have hoped you pressured me.
Let's go to Kevin Harlan. It's time for the tip.
It's the home of the 76ers here in Philadelphia as 2K Sports brings you today's action live from the Wells Fargo Center. Kevin Harlan here, and I'm joined by Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and David Aldridge, who's reporting from the sidelines. For the Philadelphia 76ers, they won their last contest, that game against the Suns in Phoenix.
And typically on the road, it's harder to get into a great rhythm offensively, but they did just that.
Yeah, and from the start, Greg, you could tell they were ready to go. Loved how fearless they were, confident, aggressive, attack mode. They don't care where the games are played. They're ready to get it done.
And nothing tips off a broadcast like getting the lowdown from the sidelines. And we've got David Aldridge there for that. David, good evening.
Guys, Joel Embiid is listed at 7 feet, but at player introductions, they say 7'2" center, Joel Embiid. Now, Brett Brown says when you stand next to him, you understand the difference between 7 feet and 7'2". He's a big man, Kevin.
He is tremendous size and skill to match, GA. Thanks. We are far enough into the season now to determine the true contenders, Clark, or do you feel that isn't revealed until closer to playoff time?
No, I think you start to narrow that list down right now, Kevin. I mean, you begin to see which teams are capable of making runs in the playoffs. And obviously anything can happen between now and the playoffs, but the teams that are going to be there battling, you get a pretty good read on who those teams are right now.
And so here we go, the 76ers to start it. Now a look at Dallas's starting lineup. The 4 is Barnes with Jordan as the 5. Smith and Matthews in the backcourt. And it's Doncic in at the 3 spot. And so it's the 76ers getting on the board first. And Ben Simmons picks up the foul. That's his first foul.
And that's a quick foul for him there. It looks like the refs are going to call this one pretty close.
Here's Doncic. Simmons gets a hand on it. They recover it. Shoots over Matthews. Ben Simmons gets the bucket. Simmons got his first points of the game.
Working the in-between area, the kind of look that can get you into a rhythm early.
Yeah, and I think all credit goes to that being just good offense. I mean, those are the kind of shots they want, and they got them.
Here's Doncic. Rebound by Butler. Here's Simmons. Can't throw it down with one hand. For Dallas, they've gone 0 of 3 from the field to start the game. Here's Smith, and it's slammed in by Smith.
Yeah, you can't give Smith a clear lane to the hole, Kevin. I mean, when he sees it, he gets right into the defense and takes advantage of his speed.
And that one is good. Simmons got his second basket of the game.
Yeah, good awareness there. He sees an opening and doesn't hesitate.
Boy, it's a thing of beauty watching him attack the defense like that. I mean, they wanted no part of him on that layup.
Matthews, no good.
Really just struggling here in the first few minutes. 5 attempts with only 1 falling.
Shots good from Butler.
And early on, they've been nearly perfect from the floor. Just the 1 miss here on their first 5 attempts.
Doncic, no good.
Boy, the defense was great. Superb, stellar, platinum level. Can't really contest that shot any better than that.
Nice way to start the evening. His numbers getting called, and for good reason.
Well, you know, Greg, they can count on him to get buckets. I mean, he's getting the ball because he's very efficient when he has it.
Here's Jordan. Jimmy Butler making his last shot, and it's Matthews with the jam.
And, you know, this is why you got to keep Matthews away from the basket. I mean, once he's inside, Kevin, he's prepared to throw it down on you.
And Simmons slams it in.
Such a strong finisher for a floor general.
He was up high, and he came down hard. Exquisitely done.
That's the uncanny ability he has to find a teammate for an easy basket or get one himself.
If you're going in amongst the trees, you have got to be aggressive.
Boy, like his intensity, Greg. He's not afraid to take it straight to the rack on the bigger defender, right at it.
This is as good as it gets for a first quarter in terms of shooting the basketball.
Greg, you're exactly right. I mean, everything seems to be dropping. Impressive scoring here.
Back to Smith. And there's the bucket. Staying with it on the offensive glass, getting it done. Smith's got 6.
And, you know, Smith says, bump that. I'm not going to let the defense overwhelm me. If he's close to the rim, he's going to find a way to score around good defense.
Mavericks trail by 8. And Dallas calls their first time out of the game. And, guys, this is the first they're seeing of Philadelphia this year. Check out the Eastern Conference standings now that we're in the new year. Taking a look at Milwaukee. And not a surprise, really, to see them sitting there in that number 1 spot in the conference. The excellent brand of basketball they've been putting on display lately has been terrific. And checking out Philadelphia, just a few spots below there.
And for Philadelphia, this hasn't been the breakout season that many were predicting, but they're still very much in the hunt for a high postseason seed, and that will keep them focused here during the season's final stages.
And they need to stay focused. I mean, they have to ensure they hang on to a high seed. It's imperative for them.
And Wilson Chandler, one of those talented guys who's battled injuries, Clark, throughout his career.
He's one of those guys you love watching play because all he does is try to win and make winning plays. He can give you good minutes, not much of a scorer, but he's a better playmaker and a better wing defender now, too.
And they are attacking the rim and getting great results.
And how? I mean, they're taking this defense to task, taking them to school. Every one of their last 10 points have come in the paint.
Now, here is Smith. He's got 6. Passes it to Doncic. Back to Smith. 6 to shoot. Dallas again missing. The 76ers leading by 12. And it's Simmons. That time on the assist from Redick. And 12 points for Ben Simmons.
Nice pass there to set that basket up.
They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
And stolen by Simmons. And Simmons slams it in.
Simmons doing a nice job there mucking up passing lanes and making life difficult for the opposition. And that's a mindset, but also activity and energy display.
Dallas calls timeout.
You know, when you watch Ben Simmons, he has marvelous talent and all-around ability, but sometimes you can easily focus on what he can't do. He's not a great shooter, so teams do back off of him, but still, this guy is an impact player because he sees the floor, he passes it great, he's a terrific rebounder, and he's got a nice motor.
And here are some big men who, when they get it in tight, are as close to a sure thing as we've got. Here are the top field goal percentage leaders among NBA centers and power forwards. Andre Jordan is second.
And it's one thing to be able to create high-quality shots for yourself, but you still have to finish. And there's no doubt all those guys can do both.
Yes, sir. I mean, these guys make the most of every one of their easy opportunities. Missing layups is simply not part of their routine.
Now, here is Smith after the miss from Joel Embiid. Down low, and DeAndre Jordan throws it down.
Kevin can't leave anybody open around Smith. I mean, he finds them quickly. Love his court awareness.
And here's Chandler, who brings it up for the Philadelphia 76ers. It's a 14-point game, and that one goes out of bounds. Last touch by Simmons. Dallas has gone 0-3 from three-point land. Nothing yet going outside. Smith with a wide open look. Off the mark there with the three-point shot.
And already they've staked out a noticeable advantage in terms of aggression and controlling the backcourt.
And the trend they'd love to continue right through the next 3 quarters as well, Greg.
Here's Smith after Ben Simmons' bucket.
Boy, when he's maneuvering through the defense, he's got such tight handles and really does a nice job keeping that ball low to the ground so defenders can't get it.
Now here's Simmons. A 29-point game for him in the win against the Suns in Phoenix.
Yeah, and it seemed like he spent about half the game shooting free throws. Credit him for really taking it to the defense.
Here's Jordan, and the rejection by Embiid.
Yeah, good energy and awareness that time by Embiid to deny that shot.
And a moment here to take a look at some of the hustle stats for the 76ers.
Great hustle defensively through the first half, contesting everything and racking up the block shots.
Another big aspect of their game tonight has been the fast break, transition opportunities. They're really keeping it up-tempo so far.
One shot.
And, you know, when you watch Embiid, he just oozes with limitless potential. You think about his size and his shooting touch. He can do just about anything he wants to. Tremendous athleticism. If he can stay healthy, I think he can be a dominant player in this league for years to come.
Now, here's Doncic. He's coming off a 19-point game against Boston.
And his rebounding was solid in that effort as well. He did a lot of work on the glass. All around, just his effort level was off the charts.
Mavericks trail by 21. And Embiid already voted in as an all-star starter for the East. In his second full season, he has hit the ground running.
Yeah, and you talk about him creeping towards 25 and 11 averages at his age. That's just otherworldly. I mean, when he hits his prime, again, contingent upon his health, this guy is going to be an absolute load.
And the 76ers making a change here. Muscala's checked in. And Dallas also making a switch. Finney-Smith's checked in. Free throw good, Jordan. And DeAndre Jordan, the all-time leader in career field goal percentage, Greg, by a sizable margin.
Yeah, the most prolific dunker in the league, maybe in league history. Starting to surge here, and we're only in the first quarter.
Yeah, and they've come out strong. I mean, clearly they've been the better team so far.
And stolen by Butler. And it's Simmons penetrating.
I tell you what, when Simmons is taking it strong to the rack, he's looking for the contact and the foul. I love his aggressiveness.
Ben Simmons, such a force when catching the ball, moving at the rim. But you know, Clark, he can get there on his own just as well.
Yeah, he's got a great knack for being able to get where he wants to with the ball. His size and strength and agility certainly help him. And he understands angles. This guy is just a jump shot away from being virtually unguardable, in my opinion.
That free throw missing.
And the Australian Simmons is a star in the making thanks to his extremely versatile and high-level skill set and big frame.
Catching up on the changes for Dallas. Powell, he's checked in for Harrison Barnes. Harris comes in for Wesley Matthews. And Barea subbed in for Smith. So neither attempt will fall that time for him. Dribble drive has never gone out of style. Still a primary weapon when you think about some of the guys who are best at that. Who comes to mind, Clark?
Man, there are a lot of guys that convert off the bounce at a high level. LeBron James, Kyrie Irving, one of the very best. I don't know if anybody has a handle as sweet as his. Harden. Harden is terrific off the dribble with the drive or the pull-up jump shot. Dennis Schroeder, maybe not of the ilk of those guys, but certainly a handful when he's got the ball in his hands with a live dribble.
Methodical in their approach. They have absolutely owned this first quarter.
And I tell you what, Greg, they've worked hard for this lead. Their play calling has been superb and the execution even better.
Here's Harris. 76ers getting the bucket. A nice shot by Barea.
Hard not to commend the confidence of Barea. For a point guard, he's an excellent scorer, particularly inside.
Whoa!
Hey, watch out now. Watch out. Really can't let Simmons get going off of these dunks. I mean, his confidence just rises when he slams it down like that.
That instant replay brought to you by Under Armour Hover Havoc, giving us a chance to relive the unleashing of chaos that time. Shamet, and the layup falls.
Just impressed with the teamwork out there, setting the table for one another.
5 straight baskets, Greg, resulting from assists. They're playing as one unit out there.
Harris looking it over. And a miss there on the triple.
They've been sensational on the backboard to start this game.
Yeah, sensational is a really good word for it, Greg. They're tearing it up on the glass.
And from the opening tip, they just crushed it. You see it now on the scoreboard.
Clearly in great rhythm. They've got it going on, I mean, in a big way. Excellent job at establishing a huge lead early on.
And slam dunk by Jordan.
Hey, you know, Kevin, there's a reason why Jordan's a high percentage shooter. Shooting percentage a function of the kind of shots you get. He opts mainly for dunks.
That makes it 10 of their last 12 coming from inside the paint.
Barea against Simmons. Shot from 12. Misses off the left iron.
Not pretty. You just got to shake off a miss like that.
Fouled on the shot and picks up 2 points, so one free throw coming up.
And the game plan is clear. Work the ball inside.
And it's working for him, Greg. You like that initiative, not settling for stuff on the perimeter.
And the Sixers' strength, Clark, on the offensive end is how many ways they can attack a team.
Yeah, I agree with you there. Deadly in transition because of Simmons' size, speed, and passing ability. And if they don't have something in the initial thrust, Embiid, always an option to go to in the low post. They shoot it well from multiple positions. They've got a lot to like offensively.
That's good from Simmons. Here's Barea. Looking at his point production, he averages almost 11 points a game. The pass to Nowitzki. No good from outside. Here's Philadelphia. Here's Simmons. Count that one. Simmons got 36.
And you can't help but pick their defense apart. They're completely in disarray.
Well, everything's coming too easily. I mean, at some point defensively, you have to take something away.
Nowitzki, good.
And Nowitzki is an accomplished scorer inside, uses his height extremely well. You can't allow him to get that kind of positioning.
Nowitzki with the steal. Now the Mavericks moving it up. Plenty of space. And it's Philadelphia with the rebound. Here's Korkmaz. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Korkmaz has got his first bucket in this one.
How many times have we seen a possession like that from them today, ending with a basket coming off a pretty pass?
Well, when you look at the assist totals, heck, they've been clearly the better team.
Harris outside. Finney-Smith can't get it to go. And it's McConnell with the ball. He'll bring it up for Philadelphia. Muscala hits the bucket.
That's their third straight make off an assist.
And here are the Mavericks now. Barea looking for an opening. Uncovered. Misses off the right iron.
I guess even he has to miss one of those once in a while.
The shot's good. Simmons got 38 points.
Just increasing their advantage, and right now they're in a zone on both ends.
Yeah, you know, it's got to be terribly deflating for the opposition. Boy, they look helpless, really getting beat up physically and emotionally.
44 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Korkmaz. His shot is good, making him a perfect 2 for 2 from the floor.
And it's coming easy for them right now. 5 baskets in a row in the paint.
And I say, hey, if it keeps working, go to it. Stay with it. I mean, until the defense responds and provides more resistance, keep making them pay.
Shot to stop the run, and a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here.
Hey, Barea's not a big guy, about 5'5" at best, and because of that, you got to be tough, and he's a tough-nosed player.
The Mavericks have gone 1 for 1, making their previous attempt at the line.
And 75% on the season as a unit from the free throw line.
You know, their percentages dropped off just a little bit compared to last year, guys, but it's not a huge drop-off, so no major concern.
That free throw good from Barea.
J.J. Barea has speed to burn. I mean, he's shifty, he's quick, and because of that, he's extremely valuable as a decision maker and scorer. Great competitor.
Johnson, he's checked in for Simmons. And Dallas with a change here, too. Maxi Kleber, he's checked in for Dwight Powell. Both good from the line that time. 2 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. Shamet, he dents the rim with a 2-handed slam. Wow.
And a terrific percentage here in the first half. You got to love their rhythm and the flow with which they're playing.
I agree with you. I mean, they just look comfortable out there, taking what the defense gives them and then capitalizing with no real problem at all.
Barea kicks to Harris. Inside, here's Nowitzki. Basket is good, the assist from Harris. Harris has got 3 assists in the game. Here's Muscala, banked in off the glass. Muscala's got his second bucket tonight. And so it's Philadelphia with a major 39-point lead here at the end of the quarter. From the field, they have been outstanding, amazing shooting. That's what has them headed to a blowout. And we'll be back with you shortly. Jimmy Butler, a hard worker on the floor and off the court as well, possesses a unique individuality.
I worked extremely hard to get where I am today, so whenever you walk to my house, you see a really big, some may call it obnoxious, boombox aquarium, but I love music. I don't really watch too much TV. It's always music, so it's just another thing to remind me, continue to be who you are, just have fish inside of it.
A boombox aquarium, huh? Points for originality, Greg.
Butler, not shy, breaking from convention, beats to the rhythm of his own drum.
And welcome back to the second quarter of action. Plenty of basketball left to play, but this one has been one-sided so far. And the 76ers have been rolling along, haven't they?
Getting high percentage looks, wearing down that defense on the inside.
Grinding away down low, man, just filing them down. Love the bully ball method. Paying off well.
On the floor for Dallas, Harris is out there with J.J. Barea. Then there's Nowitzki. And it's Kleba in at the 5.
And, you know, Brett Brown has seen it all in Philly. The good and bad times, was the head coach for their lowest points as this team rebuilt. Now he's reaping the fruits of his labor and persistence as he leads a star-studded Sixers team that has great potential.
Now let's go to the sideline and catch up with our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge.
Well, the Mavericks were ecstatic when Dennis Smith Jr. fell to them with the 9th pick of the 2017 draft. For a team in need of athleticism and size at the point guard, it's been a hand-and-glove fit. The 6'3" Smith has a 48-inch vertical, one of the highest ever measured.
A terrific young player, an elite NBA athlete. David, that's for sure. Good stuff. Thanks. Now, here's Barea. He's covered by McConnell.
Hey, he's not a high flyer by any means, Kevin, but Nowitzki still can throw it down on you.
Clark, you have to applaud management for the way they stuck with Brown as the team was turning things around.
Yeah, I love it, Kevin. I really do. I mean, being able to see the long-term picture and stay with a coach who you believe is the right one for your group, very impressive work by the Sixers. You know, injuries and a lack of talent were the issue early, not the coaching. The players love Brown, and rarely are coaches afforded as much time and patience as this franchise gave Brown. I applaud him.
Dallas has gone 1 of 2 on three-pointers here in the second quarter so far. Harris with it. 9-point game his last outing. And Nowitzki with the stuff.
Nowitzki's so good in the screen and roll. Excellent at setting a hard screen and then rolling to the open space.
He makes another one. That's 4 up and 4 in to start his game.
And how about the excellent court vision, just keeping the defense off balance?
Yeah, that was a sweet pass right there, setting up his teammate nicely, and that's really how you move the rock. Share that sugar, man. Share it.
Here's Harris. He's been quiet so far. Still no points in the game. 4 on the shot clock. From deep three-point range, that shot no good. So Philadelphia will take it the other way.
They've shown some strength in the paint today. Their work on the boards has been impressive.
Guys, that's putting it mildly. I mean, they've been absolutely dominant.
Offensive rebound. Nowitzki, no good.
Allowing no space for the shooter to get comfortable. Just terrific defense.
Yeah, excellent extension on the block. Superb timing as well to swat that one away.
And stolen by McConnell. Shamet, guarded by Harris, buries it down low. 10 points for him.
Being aware there, excellent recognition, fantastic playmaking leading to the nice shot.
Korkmaz grabs the miss.
And he's already patted himself on the back and forgot to put the ball there in the basket.
And the shot goes down.
Fantastic ball movement. They're picking them apart with their passing.
Purposeful passing it is, partner. Their last 10 points have all come off assists. Good ball movement, wonderful pass. Couldn't have drawn it up any better.
Here's Philadelphia. They're on a 14-6 run. This one for three, and he's good on the three ball. Muscala's got 9.
Yeah, it's such a sweet three-point stroke there, and it can really open things up inside because as good as he shoots it, it forces the opposing bigs to have to step out on the perimeter. Yeah, and those illegal screens have really become a point of emphasis for the officials.
And it seems like they've been more than willing to crack down on those. Makes it tough to get as physical as you'd like to out there.
Looking at who's out there now for the Mavericks. Doncic is checked in for Dorian Finney-Smith. Matthews comes in for Harris. And it's Dennis Smith in for J.J. Barea. And Philadelphia decides to take their first timeout right here. Clark, we all know you are one of the best players and maybe the greatest high school class ever. Guys who are now in the Pro Basketball Hall of Fame. What a list of names and great players.
Yeah, terrific players, and proud and privileged to be part of that class. 1979 is what you talk about. Dominique Wilkins, Isaiah Thomas, James Worthy, Ralph Sampson, Terry Cummings. I could go on and on and on, but obviously some of those guys, Hall of Famers, and distinguished not just in what they did in high school and college and the pros, but in how many of them have lived their lives off the court, too.
Joel Embiid, he's checked in for Johnson. And Dallas also making a switch. DeAndre Jordan's checked in for Maxi Kleber. Here's Chandler. Still getting warmed up offensively. No scoring yet from him. Butler off target from the baseline. And so it's Matthews with it, bringing it up now for the Dallas Mavericks. Doncic dishes to Jordan. Good D by Embiid. And here are the 76ers now. It's Butler that time on the assist from Redick. Redick's got his third assist on the night.
Timely passing leads to assists, and that's been the recipe for success.
Everybody on the same page, completely in sync. Tremendous communication and awareness.
Smith drawn the double team, tries from 7. And Doncic gets it to go.
And certainly not lacking in confidence. When Doncic gets these inside looks, he just jumps all over.
That one is good from Joel Embiid.
Well, this is what he likes to do. Try to break your spirit.
I think he's trying to put this one away, quite honestly. I mean, it feels like he can lay it up against any type of defense, and he can.
To the paint, here's Jordan, and DeAndre Jordan throws it down.
And how about the vision there from Doncic? Can make the easy pass and also the difficult.
1 up, 1 down. 2 points with his first shot this game.
Got to be happy with the result, moving the ball so well on that possession. Beautiful.
Smith outside. Smith drawn the double team. Inside, Nowitzki. And Nowitzki with the stuff.
Kev, attitude is everything, and I love Nowitzki's attitude. Looks to shoot it every time, being aggressive on every catch, and I like that. Being aggressive on offense when you've got his skill set, that's a winning combination, bro.
And Jimmy Butler's a very physical wing, as we know, Greg. Goes about 6'8", 240, and he can D up almost any position.
And the strength to deal with forwards, the quickness to cover guards. Also, he uses that strength to attack the rim and get himself to the line.
Dallas making a switch here. Barnes is checked in.
Mind the lanes. Mind the lanes. One shot.
The free throw drop for Butler.
And Jimmy Butler, you know, something of a quirky character, has a ritual whenever he's at a grocery store of paying the person's bill behind him. Doesn't care if it's 99 cents or 2,000.
Doncic, no good. And so here is Philadelphia. Butler attacking, and he drops in the layup off the glass. Butler's got 15.
they should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
And when you make 5 in a row in close like that, it also takes pressure off your perimeter guys, too.
To the inside. Doncic, no good. And Butler never afraid to be a little bit different, listening to country music in the locker room, much to his teammates' chagrin.
And in the offseason, riding around in a van with a baby on board sticker, even though he's single with no kids. Remove the rearview mirror as a symbolic reminder to never look back. This guy's special.
To the inside, Matthews. That one drops for his second bucket. Mark him 2 for 4.
Man, it's nice to see Matthews get involved inside, showing a nice touch around the basket.
Here's Chandler. Another miss by Philadelphia.
That's what they want. A good look from the mid-range game, hey, but unfortunately they came up empty.
Doncic with it. Now Chandler defending. And the dunk by Doncic.
Creative at finding ways to just cut inside there. Doncic, a guy you must keep your eyes on.
Redick with the bucket. Redick's got his first 2 points.
I mean, the number of points they've scored in the paint already here is eye-opening.
To the middle. And it's Matthews with the jam.
Okay, 2 hands for safety. That's what they say, right?
That's right. He was ultra safe with that dunk, no question.
And he should be. I mean, remove all doubt. Get it down, hard, and simple.
And when they've gone to him, he has come through big time. You got to keep getting him touches.
To the middle. Jordan's shot is off. Philadelphia's gone 1 of 2 on 3-pointers here in the second quarter so far. And McConnell gets it to go.
You know, for a big guy, Joel Embiid's floor awareness is pretty impressive. He does a pretty good job of finding open guys.
They double him with Butler. Smith finds Matthews. Back to Smith. Rebound by Joel Embiid. Embiid's got rebound number 13 for him here tonight. Feeds it to Butler, and he drops in the layup off the glass. Butler's got 9 points now in the quarter.
You know, you look at Butler's numbers. Every year he's been in the league, he's improved as a scorer. He knows how to get to his spots and then deliver.
And Doncic gets it to go.
After going scoreless in the first, he's really found a way to turn it on here in the second quarter.
Out of bounds, it'll be Mavericks ball. Let's check out the Western Conference standings right now that we're here in the new year. To take a look at the Nuggets, earning the first place position with a terrific record, and we've seen them perform splendidly pretty much all season long so far, and they're definitely the team to beat. And checking out Dallas, 8 games out.
And you know, for the Mavericks, they haven't made any of the strides they were hoping to see prior to the season. Again, hanging around at the bottom of the standings.
Yeah, it's full makeover time now, guys. I'm sure they've learned their lesson that this roster is not one that can sustain any kind of success in today's NBA.
A baseline J, and there's the call on Chandler. That's foul number 2 for him.
That's his second.
Simmons checked in for Philadelphia. Powell, he's checked in for Dallas. Timeout called the 76ers.
And, you know, by all accounts, last season was a fine debut for Dennis Smith Jr. I mean, he handled starting point guard duties from day one and was given room to learn on the job. Wasn't always easy, but this kid has talent and showed moments where you get an idea of how special he might be.
With this break in the action, let's find out which rookies have been lighting it up from downtown this month. Luka Doncic, 4th.
You know, coming into the NBA, you knew he could stroke it from long range. And over the past month, he's shown us exactly that.
Just a high level of efficiency. That's the key. I mean, quality of shots he takes, but also his fundamentals. Anyone can host a launch party. This guy is consistent ATM.
And guys, he's not an easy man to stop when he's got the rim in his sights.
Never has been, never will be. He is a determined finisher.
And guys, I like the fact that he chose the one-hand tomahawk slam because you get a little higher when you go off one hand and 1 foot.
1:58 left in the first half. Pass to Smith. To the paint. Powell, that's good.
Dwight Powell really showing continuing confidence in his inside game, and I think he's only going to get better down there.
Here's Simmons. Solid play in the low block, and that one's good. Simmons got 42 in the game.
Strong work for him at the offensive end, helping them to maintain that lead.
Chandler with the steal. And Embiid with a clear path to the hoop.
Boy, Butler doing a nice job taking advantage of the open man. Good quick pass there.
Here's Doncic. He has 6. 1:10 left to play here in the half. Outside Matthews. Inside Jordan. And the layup is good after a nice lead pass. Jordan's got 6 in the quarter.
Boy, he's been excellent thus far, Kevin, but it still hasn't been enough to get them the lead.
No good from Simmons.
And one thing I liked in the first quarter was their aggressiveness to draw the contact, putting the defense on the defensive.
Yeah, exactly. And I think they need to continue to press that advantage. They've got to get back to that. Don't go away from that. It's been working so well for them. Stay with it. Obviously, I mean, it would go a long way if he's making his shots. Right now, they're behind, and they certainly could use his help.
Dallas has gone 1 of 3 from way outside since the start of the second quarter. It's Butler that time on the assist by Chandler. Chandler's got his 7th assist in the game. We've got 22 seconds left in the first half of the game. To the inside, Embiid with the steal, and here we go. A 3 from Simmons. Powell pulls it in. Now here is Smith. Beyond the arc. And it's in. Oh, wow, he nails the buzzer beater.
And money to end the quarter there with the triple.
They knew exactly what they wanted to do right there, Greg, and the timing was right on time.
And so it's the Philadelphia 76ers able to put on a show for the ages. And they're winning the turnover battle very easily in this one. It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Kevin, thanks. Here with Jimmy Butler. Jimmy, you have come a long way in this league. When you look at your career now versus when you came in, how different is it?
Much different. I think on the floor, I'm supposed to do a lot more on both ends of the floor. And off the floor, I think it's still the same. People recognize my hair.
Well, it is a unique style, Jimmy. Thanks a lot. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David, thank you. And stay with us, folks. We'll be back just after halftime to get the third quarter started.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the NBA on 2K Sports. This is our halftime show. Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith. Ben Simmons putting in some incredible work. He had a scoring performance for the ages, putting up an enormous amount of points, 2 steals, and 1 rebound. There was a lot to like about his first 2 quarters in this one. And from what we saw so far from the Sixers, Kenny, what's your takeaway?
Well, we have to talk about the unbelievable job they've done rebounding the basketball. They've sent bodies flying to the boards on every possession. They've been a stronger, quicker, tougher team by a wide margin. And it's that dominance on the glass that's going to win them this game.
And looking at Dallas, Shaq, your thoughts?
Well, their sloppy play really surprised me, especially the turnovers. No matter who they had out there, they never seemed to be on the same page. Their only hope is to make every possession count, and that means taking care of the ball.
And that's going to do it for us here. The Second half of action is coming your way.
Well, we've got a second half of basketball for you. We think it's going to be pretty good. A big comeback, though, is needed for this game to be competitive, and it probably has to happen quickly. What a game we're seeing from Simmons.
And through the first 2 quarters, he was extremely aggressive, picked up a number of steals.
Yeah, a real game changer in that regard, too. I mean, his activity was great. Excelled at finding ways to come up with those steals.
And with the second half upon us, we'll find out if this game becomes the route that it's threatening to be. Our second half of basketball, and presented by Gatorade. Let's see who's all fueled up and on the floor to start the third. And so, in the game for the 76ers, Chandler.
When Simmons is driving inside, I'm telling you, he's going to sky up for the flush, getting to the bucket in no time.
And a great second look there. Another Unleash Chaos replay. Brought to you by the Under Armour Hover Havoc.
That's really too easy a chance to miss, guys. He needs to be more aggressive and focused on his finishes.
And let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, guys, Brett Brown coached the Sixers team through some really lean years. Now, the promise started to show last season, but he said, I don't feel close to the notion that we've arrived. I'm hardened, just doing my job and moving forward. Kevin?
And continuing the process, D.A., thanks.
Up and in on every one of their first 3 shots to start the second half.
The 76ers shooting their 6th attempt at the charity stripe in the game.
And I think this is a strength of this team. Solid numbers at the line across the board, 77% collectively.
And comparing to the numbers of last season, they've made a bit of improvement, so that's some positive momentum they can look to build on. And, you know, we've seen what Rick Carlisle can do on the court. He's a former coach of the year in the league and led the Mavs to a championship back in 2011. But his off-the-court talent. Boy, this guy has dunk contest winner written all over him. Smith Jr.'s cleverness and creativity, really something special. Not to mention his bounce. This guy gets in the air.
Doncic kicks to Barnes. Matthews lays it up off the glass. Matthews has got 8 points.
Nice job creating for the easy deuce.
Here's Simmons, and then jammed down as he goes right over DeAndre Jordan.
And really, Simmons makes it look elementary, simple. I mean, the way he attacks defenses from multiple angles is hard to deal with if you're defending it.
Just a little over 90 seconds gone in the third quarter. Lobs it up for Jordan. A flawless finish on the alley-oop.
Oh, just a picture-perfect alley-oop. You gotta love that one, Kevin.
A little surprised, Greg. He didn't go for the big slam, but it works just the same.
It actually almost makes it a little more special. Grace over power is how I would look at it.
Knocked away. Smith outside. And the 3 off target.
You can't miss those, but even the best do on occasion.
Got that one up quick. Simmons got 53.
And the jump shot has been a dimension of this game where they've had a clear advantage.
Greg, they keep pulling up and watching them go down. It's a really nice thing to see.
Matthews passes to Barnes. The lead pass was put in just the right spot. Barnes has got 5 points in the quarter.
Boy, strength and body control on display there from Barnes. I tell you what, he's got a competitive spirit to him. He doesn't want any defender to get the better of him.
Matthews finds Barnes. Can't hit that one. Good D by Embiid. And here's Chandler, who brings it up for the Philadelphia 76ers. And here's Simmons for 3. Drills it from outside. Simmons got 56 points in the game.
Kevin, he's been flat out phenomenal, superb, scintillating this quarter. He's carving them up, knocking down everything.
Sinks that one from the post. Simmons got 58.
Oh, he's willed this team to the lead, demanding the rock and capitalizing with ease.
To the paint. Smith with the basket on the assist by Matthews. 17 points for Dennis Smith.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Yeah, and that's 4 straight field goals now, Greg, they've allowed from point-blank range. Can't happen.
Just over 3.5 minutes through the third quarter of play now. It's deflected, and he's able to get it back. They shoot again. It's not going to go for him. So Philadelphia will take it the other way.
No doubt it's been a bit of a struggle for him here in this quarter in terms of scoring.
Right now, Simmons is a question with no answer, a tenacious scorer who finishes with muscle through contact. Boy, you just love the way that J.J. Redick moves on offense. He keeps his defender occupied, constantly on the lookout for operating room to get his shot off. He comes off screens extremely well, uses angles and craftiness. Terrific off-the-ball movement by one of the best shooters in the league. Shooting one.
And for Redick in his movement on offense, Clark, most know him as a shooter, but he does so much more.
Yeah, he does. He moves well without the ball. He's a better defender than he gets credit for. He's a guy that can put it on the deck now and drive when you close out to him poorly. His game has grown really quite nicely, and we know what he is as a shooter, a laser.
Just giving up way too many transition opportunities.
You know, it's okay to give up a few if you're getting them back on the other end, but that hasn't been the case here.
Now Barea, looking at his point production, he averages almost 11 points a game.
And really just led him to his sweet spot for that finish.
Here's Butler. In, and his hot hand continues. 10 of 11 from the floor, and looking for more.
And, you know, Butler's a good scorer inside. Excellent at feeling out the defense.
And it's out of bounds. The Mavericks able to retain possession here. And a look here at the shot chart for Butler.
Right now, after looking at that chart, you pretty much can just jog down the court if he gets it in the paint. That just time and time again, he's worked his way in close and made a shot over a defender or found another way to convert. Just great stuff coming from him thus far.
Harris kicks to Barea. Pass to Nowitzki. Takes the 13-footer.
I love the defense from Butler. He's a tremendous player whose speed and length allows him to be annoying to shooters.
And the basket is good. 12 points for him.
And you can see it. They're in a nice rhythm in terms of shooting. It's been that way the entire second half.
And, you know, Greg, it's hard to ask for much more than that because they're getting to their spots and they're knocking down the shots.
And that's out of bounds. Dallas will retain possession. With a break in the action, let's take a peek at the top rebounding teams in the NBA this season. Fifth on the list, the 76ers.
You know, it's not necessarily a glamour stat, but make no mistake, their top-notch board work has been a huge key to their success.
Barea with a wide-open look, and it's good. Assisting on the play was Nowitzki. Barea's got 6. Philadelphia's gone 3 of 6 tonight when they've let it fly from downtown. And that one's good. Simmons.
Those defenders just look a little bit gassed. I mean, they're getting pushed around on that low block.
Harris passes to Barea. Will not go. This is off the front iron. Down low and stolen by Barnes. To the middle. Here's Harris. And the layup's good off the glass.
Boy, that's a really nice feed by J.J. Barea.
Philadelphia's gone 2 of 2 from long range in the third quarter so far. Here's Simmons. And another one. He's been absolutely ridiculous in this game.
You get the sense he just can't miss.
And guys, let's get your take on the scoring breakdown so far for Philadelphia.
Guys, the passing we've seen from them has been tremendous. Very unselfish.
Yeah, but they also never seem to get cold from mid-range. Just kept hitting those shots with consistency.
Amir Johnson's checked in for Philadelphia. That's good from Simmons. Dallas has gone 1 of 4 in three-point shots here in the third. And here's Barea. He's got 6. Johnson with the block.
Excellent defensive commitment that time from Johnson. He's always there and present.
And a good example there of why it's important to change ends quickly.
Vitally important. I mean, if you relax for a second, you're cooked. You're toast. They learned that lesson there.
Barea with it. Nowitzki outside. Inside. Rebound by the 76ers. Butler's got rebound number 8 here tonight in the game. They are in complete control.
This is the ultimate definition of the zone. Everything they've done has worked.
Here's Muscala. Tries yet again. And that's 2 points on the layup. Muscala's got 4 this quarter.
I'm sorry, that's poor defense down low again. It's been a mismatch thus far in the paint.
I'd agree with you, and I don't think they expected this one to be a game where they would get battered inside like they had.
Nowitzki's shot is no good. Philadelphia's gone 3 of 6 tonight when they've let it fly from downtown. A baseline J, and got it! Another basket.
What a game. That's 72 points.
He's been simply, Greg, sensational throughout this one. There's the feed to Barea. Basket is good. The assist from Harris. Harris has got his 6th assist on the night.
Well, check out that assist. That's a pair of teammates that are clearly on the same page.
Johnson can't hit. And it's Barea with the ball. He'll bring it up for the Dallas Mavericks. Out to the right wing. Here's Kleba. No good with the triple.
Boy, I'm surprised he couldn't put that away. I mean, the defense cleared.
And another one falls.
He is simply unconscious here tonight. Nobody can stop him right now.
GA, the points keep coming, and he's climbing up that scoring ladder. 3rd on the list, well in sight.
And his scoring tonight has dropped him into the conversation with some of the all-time greats. I'm talking about names like Wilt Chamberlain and Kobe Bryant. Simply amazing what we've seen here.
Shamet, and it's blocked. And that's out of bounds. Philadelphia will retain possession. And Philadelphia making a change here. Korkmaz is checked in. Dwight Powell's checked in for Dallas. Dorian Finney-Smith comes in for Dirk Nowitzki. Shamet. Count that one as his 7th make in 8 attempts. A scorching 88%.
Another bucket down low. They've been the aggressors, taking the ball inside and attacking at the rim.
You're exactly right. It's been all good at one end, and let's be diplomatic and just say not so good at the other end.
Now, how about how he sets his man up there, runs him right into the screen, and then gets the basket.
And that one's good, Simmons.
Wow, unconscious has he been this quarter. They're riding that hot hand.
Barnes outside. The rebound by Johnson. Johnson's got 6 rebounds in the game. And it's Simmons. Again, what an avalanche!
And that ties him for 3rd all-time scoring for a single game. What an incredible performance.
Absolutely. A game not to be forgotten. He has put on a show.
And, of course, 78 points, the mark that Wilt Chamberlain had over 5 decades ago. Kobe Bryant's 81 is up next, but he is already in the most elite of company.
Yeah, it's quite nice to see Barnes getting physical inside. You know, does a really good job sensing and feeling the contact coming and then going right into it, not shying away from it.
2 shots.
And he knocks down the first one.
You know, you look at Harrison Barnes, and the question when he went to the Mavericks was, can he carry the offense? Many thought he might just be a product of the Warriors system, which he left. Well, he answered all the questions, and it's clear that he can be the focal point of an offense.
And Philadelphia making a change here. McConnell's checked in. Barnes hits them both. And for Barnes, he heard the doubters when he left in free agency.
Yeah, you know, Kevin, a lot of people wondered if he could be a primary scoring option after being a complementary piece at Golden State, and he proved that he can be. Whenever he's been doubted, he's always risen to the challenge throughout his career, even going back to college. He can score the ball in a lot of different ways, and I don't think there's any question about him being an elite scorer the rest of his career.
And they call the foul, so he's got the and one chance here to make it a three-point play.
He wasn't able to get his name in the score sheet in the first half, but he looks like he's starting to find his comfort zone here. Devin Harris is a long-time NBA guy, once a very speedy starting point guard. Now he's mostly a reserve and provides scoring and leadership, and those kind of guys bring great value to the roster.
Doncic is checked in for J.J. Barea.
One shot.
That's good from Harris. And Harris, now with 15 years of experience in the NBA, he's been able to adjust Clark his game to remain really competitive.
Yeah, you know what? That's not always easy when your game was predicated on great speed, which is what Harris used to have. He's extremely smart, though, and very good decision maker. And he never will be a 20-point per game scorer anymore, but he's still got a spot on the roster because of his experience and his savvy.
Yep, it counts.
He's been much more effective in the second half than he was in the first.
Philadelphia's gone 2 of 2 from long range in the third quarter so far. That's good from Johnson on the assist by Chandler. And it's 6 points for Johnson.
And not quite as aggressive from outside as they were in the first half, sticking to the high percentage shots, playing smart with the lead.
And the slam dunk by Johnson.
An elite finisher around the basket, Johnson with the throwdown.
Dallas has gotten 1 of 6 three-pointers to drop since coming out of the locker room at halftime. Harris kicks to Doncic. Wants to get it to Barnes and does. And the dunk by Barnes.
And a hard finish there, guys.
Yeah, and only one hand needed for that one.
Sometimes that's all you need.
That one good for 2. Korkmaz has got 4 points now in the quarter.
Oh, great production on the interior right now. 8 straight from inside.
Buffalo bully ball right there, partner.
Okay. Getting a little physical. I like that. I like that reference.
Harris's shot is off.
I still can't believe that one didn't fall.
The shot and game clock separated by 4. Kept alive. Embiid gets it to go for bucket number 8. He's taken just 10 shots.
Their interior has been inferior defensively. It has got to tighten up.
You're right on target there, Greg. Of the last 10 points they've allowed, 8 have come from in close.
And the dunk by Embiid.
I'll tell you what, the offensive game of Embiid, ridiculous. He can score in so many ways.
And here's Harris from the arc. Good on the three-point shot. Harris has got 12. And so it's Ben Simmons making highlights for the Philadelphia 76ers. Offensively, this has been his best game of the season. This is the most points he's scored all year. We'll take a quick break and then back to the action here. And a worthy candidate tonight as we take a look at our State Farm assist of the game.
Just true artistry right there. I mean, great decision on where to go with the ball, and how about the perfect delivery?
And they'd love to see every possession end this way. True team basketball.
And we reach the fourth quarter in a game that may be already out of hand. Philadelphia has gone 3 of 6 tonight when they've let it fly from downtown. On the floor for Dallas, they've got Dwight Powell. Harris is out there with Harrison Barnes. And it's Finney Smith in at the 3 spot. And that one's good. Korkmaz. Here's Harris. You know, Clark, when you think about it, all fans really care about is winning, and that's hard to pull off when you're the only star on your team. And we see it all over the league.
You know, basketball is not tennis or golf. It's a team game, and one man can't win a championship by himself. I mean, when you look at all the championship teams, they were championship teams, not driven by just one star player. And it's a blessing when you can play with other good players, and that's what all good players desire to do at some point in their career.
Dishes it to Barnes. The shot will not fall. Good D by Johnson. Philadelphia shooting a mind-boggling 79% off the floor. And that one's good. Korkmaz.
Yeah, the chemistry has been terrific. Really impressed with their offensive execution.
You know, the defense, Greg, has really been kept off balance because of the outstanding passes. 4 straight field goals have been made off an assist.
And Finney Smith gets it to go.
Boy, that was a pretty assist by Harris.
Final quarter of play, about a minute and a half off the clock into it. Fires from 14. It's rebounded by Dallas. Here's Brunson. He kicks it to Powell. To the paint, here's Barnes. Korkmaz grabs the miss.
That's not the type of opportunity he fails to convert very often.
And 2 shots coming up at the line as he gets fouled on the shot. And there's the foul against Dallas.
And that versatility that Johnson offers has a huge upside. He's mobile and strong enough that he can defend either front court position, and that's a great tool for any team to have.
Shooting 2, gentlemen.
The first free throw is good.
And if they continue, Kevin, their outstanding free throw shooting, that'll help them seal the deal.
Yeah, they've not missed a single foul shot this half, and that's taking care of business, fellas.
Measury, he's checked in for the Mavericks. Good on both. Clark, we know of your involvement with college basketball, calling the Final Four. College teams occasionally change conferences here in the NBA. There's talk of eliminating conferences altogether.
Yeah, you know what? I'm a bit of a traditionalist here. I'm open to change, but I think there would need to be more rationale behind the change than what I've heard or read. So I think keeping it the way it is fine. So that tradition aspect of it is what I'm hanging my hat on. Anytime you try to manipulate matchups, though, to me, is walking down the wrong road. So, in my opinion, we should stay with the conferences for now.
I like that thought.
And really, all credit to the pass there. I mean, he angled it just right. Set up the basket beautifully.
Johnson gets the bucket.
He's definitely turned things around in this game. I mean, he was more of a background player in the first half. He's jumped center stage now.
For Dallas, they've gone 3 of 7 from the floor in the fourth. That's a 42% mark in the quarter. Powell, and the dunk by Powell.
And, you know, this is what Powell does best. Establishes himself deep inside and jams it home.
Bolden, and good that time.
And when the size advantage is as big as it was there, I mean, that's exactly what he's supposed to do in that situation.
Harris outside. Passes to Measury. They get a hand on it. It's stolen by Johnson. Here's Korkmaz. Out of bounds. It'll be Mavericks ball.
Mavericks ball.
And the Mavericks making a change here. Kleba's checked in. Here is Harris. A bit under 3.5 minutes have passed here in the fourth. Now the pass to Finney Smith. That 3 off the mark. 76ers have gone 6 of 8 from the field in the fourth so far. It's been a great start to this final quarter for them. Jackson misses. The Mavericks have gotten just under 45% of their attempts to drop in the fourth. 4 of 9. Here's Brunson. And he goes up strong with one hand and flushes it down.
Yeah, I'd say that shot is well within his range.
I would hope so.
And especially when he caps it off with the steady one-hand jam. Well, I'll tell you what, his vertical is awesome, off the charts. A short center who still makes his presence felt.
Now here is Harris. D right on him. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot two. And now a chance to see what's coming up for the Philadelphia 76ers. On Tuesday, they'll go up against Bradley Beal and the Washington Wizards. Then on Wednesday, they'll head out on the road to face the Hawks in Atlanta.
Take a break. And just looking ahead to what's on tap, there are a lot of winnable games for them, but you can't go into the stretch with that mentality. You've got to focus on what's in front of you and bring it every night.
And he can't get the first one. In the recent CBA, there have been a lot of provisions put in there for retired players. Health insurance, increase in pensions, Clark, reimbursement for tuition. What do you think of these changes?
Love them, Kevin. Absolutely love them. And again, credit to the league and to the Players Association for thinking outside the box, reaching back to benefit some of the former players that are actually in need of these benefits and deserving of them. Come on now. Those guys paved the way in many ways for what we see of the league now. And most players appreciate and recognize that. And for it to be tangibly recognized and rewarded is great to see. I love it.
Harris outside. And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for two. In terms of competitive balance, Clark, with 2-3 teams being the heavy favorites every year, what do the other teams really have to play for?
Well, first and foremost, the opportunity to rewrite that script. I mean, just because teams are heavy favorites don't mean they're going to prevail in competition. So that's the first thing. And you never know what can happen. We've talked about it before, Kevin, the unpredictability of teams and seasons, how they play out, injuries, personnel, all of that stuff factors in. So if you're a competitor, you want to knock off whoever's expected to be the top team.
First free throw is good.
Yeah, I like that they haven't lost their aggressiveness here in the second, despite being down.
That's exactly when you need to be aggressive, Greg. You know that. I mean, another good job, though, of drawing contact and getting to the free throw line.
And Harris drops them both.
Of course, he didn't have an attempt there in the first half. He's hoping to be a little bit more active and aggressive here and draw some fouls here in the second.
And he comes up with the deuce.
Moving it around, 8 of their last 10 coming off assists.
And, Greg, you know nothing makes a coach happier than selflessness on the basketball court.
To the middle. Good for his 6th make in a dozen attempts, shooting 50% with that basket.
This is a fantastic performance in this half. He didn't play as well in the first, but you just know with this guy, he's always ready to turn it around.
Timeout called the 76ers.
And really, whether you're up or down, it's a game of adjustments.
Always. And having a good coach is critically important. I mean, you need somebody you can count on to make the right adjustment.
Dirk Nowitzki, he's checked in for Salah measure. Here's Jackson. Out to the right wing. Here's Milton. That's good, and it's Jackson with the assist that time.
And some guys just have a nose for scoring, and this one couldn't have been any easier.
Yeah, that was actually no defense at all there, Greg. I mean, layups don't come any easier than that. I mean, They're piling it on now.
And slam dunk by Harris.
And did you see the screen that was set for him? I mean, that was how he got to the hoop.
It was the classic screenplay. It won't show up in the box score, but that screen deserves an assist.
Absolutely, Kevin. I mean, that took the defender right out of the play.
Kevin, he is tough to stop when he gets to the rim.
Yeah, Greg, he can get up a few notches higher.
Well, and that's exactly how the game is played in the paint inside, guys. I mean, if you can play over the top, I think you've got a big advantage.
Here's Korkmaz, and the 76ers tack on 2 more. Here's Harris. Clark fast break fundamentals, centered the ball, run 2 wings on each side, have another guy set up from outside, last guy trailing. We don't see that much convention.
No, we don't, Kevin, and I'm chuckling because I know it grinds the gears of a lot of basketball purists, mine included. I really don't like to see guys fan out to the 3 when the layup is readily available. It's part and parcel of how it's played now, but I think there's a balance. I think you should still be running for layups and use the 3 in transition, maybe in a delayed fashion versus the primary break fashion.
You see a lot of turnovers, too, a lot of missed opportunities on the break these days.
Yeah, great point, Kevin. You're right. Guys trying to get that ball out to the 3 instead of taking the easy layup opportunity. Agree with you 100% there.
Philadelphia moving the ball around. It's deflected, but they get it back. Basket counts.
And they've gotten very aggressive on the offensive glass here in the second half, getting a lot of second chance points.
Now here's Barea. Down low. That's good from Nowitzki on the assist by Barea. Barea's got 6 assists here tonight.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Yeah, I think they've got to ramp up the aggressiveness, Greg. I mean, if they don't, things are just going to get worse from here. Impeccable mechanics this quarter. He's been perfect from the field.
Pass to Finney-Smith. And Nowitzki wide open. He fires. And another basket for Dallas.
You know, he's always ready to shoot the basketball, Dirk Nowitzki. I mean, as soon as he catches the pass, he's locked and loaded and ready to go. Great confidence in his stroke.
Dallas shooting 47%, pretty solid. Finney-Smith kicks to Barea.
You know, when I think of J.J. Barea, one of the words that comes to mind is fearless. I mean, he never hesitates to go right at big guys in the paint. Not afraid to force a tough pass through traffic. He's a very aggressive offensive player, and when you're as small as he is, sometimes that's the way you thrive.
Two shots.
That free throw, no good. He hits the second from the line. And so here is Philadelphia. Bolden. And it's Finney-Smith with the rebound. With Barea, he is usually the shortest player, Clark, on the court, so he has no choice but to be fearless.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, smaller guys typically play with an edge because it's been instilled in them from early on in their careers, because everybody tends to doubt guys that don't have great size. Barea knows how to play in space and understands the value of ball movement. And when other guys try to bully him, that little hombre is pretty strong, and he pushes right back. That's exactly how you set the table. Great dime there.
Philadelphia's gone 3 of 6 tonight when they've let it fly from downtown. Dirk Nowitzki with the rebound. Dallas has gotten off to an 0 for 2 start from downtown here in the fourth quarter. Pass to Harris. He watches it go through the hoop for his 8th make. Now 8 for 14.
Pretty much all of their buckets coming from inside the paint now.
Jackson. And the rebound goes to the Mavericks. And it's Harris off the drive. And 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact.
And you look at J.J. Barea and how he's played over the years, has always been a spark plug for a team off the bench. Just plays with energy and creativity no matter the situation.
Two shots.
That free throw good from Barea. And with Barea and what he brings to the table, Greg, he also takes care of the ball.
A lot of guards who are bench threats can get a little sloppy or careless with the ball. And Barea has been upping his assists and cutting his turnovers the last few seasons, still finding ways to be effective even after a decade in the league.
And both free throws good for Barea. This NBA, Clark, amazing. The potential now for some players to play into their 40s. In fact, we're seeing a couple guys in their 40s playing right now and playing well.
Yeah, you know, I thought about it when we started to see this influx, Kevin, of high school players coming into the league at 19, 20, 21 with the advancement in nutrition knowledge and training methods and preservation of the body and taking care of it, that we might see more longer careers. But if you start at 21 and play 15 years, that's still only 36. So I think we're going to see some more guys in the 40s, but I still think it's going to be a small number by and large.
Here's Harris. Oh, that's blocked. They get it back. Nowitzki's shot's good.
Well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. They keep getting it in the paint and continue to score consistently.
Shamet. They grab their own miss. Out of hand on it, but they recover it. Count it. Dallas has gotten off to an 0-for-2 start from downtown here in the fourth quarter. And it's Nowitzki missing. And it's McConnell with the ball. He'll bring it up for the 76ers. Here's Johnson, and again, it's Philadelphia.
An open jump shot there, and their D not putting up any resistance today.
Here's Finney-Smith. Korkmaz grabs the miss. Philadelphia has gone 3 of 6 tonight when they've let it fly from downtown. Offensive rebound. Good.
Much love goes his way. I mean, he refused to give up on the glass. Nice to see him rewarded because of his hustle.
Nowitzki right side. Basket is good. The assist from Harris. Yes. 25 points for Dirk Nowitzki.
Boy, you got to respect the jump shot of Nowitzki. I mean, he's outstanding at squaring up, so fundamentally sound in how he gets his shot off and knocks it down.
Still attacking, building on this lead coming down the stretch.
Yeah, he's clicking right now, and at the right time, too, Greg. I mean, playing with a bunch of confidence in this fourth quarter.
And the Mavericks making a change here. Powell's checked in.
One shot, find the lanes.
Clark, over your many years in the NBA, you've seen labor unrest, but per the most recent CBA, we have the potential for a decade-long stretch now of labor peace.
Yeah, and I think that's great for all sides. And you've got to recognize that some of the unrest in the past was really necessary to get to this place where we may have labor and league peace for the next decade. I mean, there's no justice without struggle. There's no smooth sailing without some bumpy sailing at times. So credit the league, the Players Association, and the players for getting to this place now where the league is doing well in all measures and the game is healthy and good. But that's a team effort by all involved.
And so it's going to end up in the record books as a blowout, a dominating performance for Philadelphia.
It was a standout performance across the board.
I mean, it was like watching a cat play with a mouse. They were able to do more or less
whatever they wanted.
And so all the hard work here tonight converted into a tally in the win column. It'll be number 26 on the year.
And in what should be an exciting 4-game season series between these two teams, they have to feel great about taking this first one against the Mavericks.
And we watched one guy all night long, guys, and looking at the stats just confirms what a night it was for Ben Simmons.
He was doing everything right, and the points came in bunches. Definitely had the hot hand.
Chance now to recognize our Jordan Player of the Game, Ben Simmons.
And Kevin, it's a no-brainer. He's controlled every aspect of this game, and it's just so fun to see a player perform at a level that's just higher than anyone else out on the floor.
He doesn't take over games like this very much, but it's always possible. And when he does, here at home, these fans love it. .46 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. Korkmaz. Another miss by Philadelphia. Harris outside. Pass to Finney-Smith. Puts up a three. That shot off. Now the 76ers take it the other way. From the wing. And it's Finney-Smith with the rebound. And so it's Dallas with it. And Barea has it in the corner. From outside, off the mark. Here's Korkmaz. No good on that one. So it's the 76ers winning this one easily. This game may not have been the most exciting we've ever seen, but you have to appreciate just what a clinical performance they put on.
I know their fans appreciated it, and we saw at times just stretches of excellent defense, potency from an offensive standpoint as well. They were pretty much dominant.
And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thanks, Kevin. Jimmy, you have been outspoken about the need for maximum effort. Was it part of your plan to grab wins like the one we saw tonight?
It wasn't a part of my plan, but whatever works, works. I think we got a bunch of talented guys, and at times we forget how hard we got to play. On the road, at home, this is how we got to play basketball.
Jimmy, thanks for the time, man. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David, great job. Thanks so much. Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. For Clark Kellogg, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan along with our terrific 2K Sports crew, thanking you for tuning in. We'll see you later.